Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you for checking out episode 6, season 2 of Worship Pedal Board on a Budget. If you don't know what the series is about, really quickly, we are trying to get an entire worship rig for under $1,000 Canadian. From guitar to all of the effects to the amp, we want to get it all in for 1,000 Canadian or less. This series is really for anyone who wants to start playing electric guitar at their church. You don't want to spend a ton of money, but you want to know kind of what are the pieces you're going to need to put together and how can you get those in an inexpensive way. So far we've already gotten our guitar. We got that Squier Telecaster all in for 95 bucks. And last episode we talked about that new amp that we got. It's not your grandma's amp. This is a big, huge honking amp, but it's tube and that's what we wanted. So we got that Fender Blues DeVille for 375 bucks. We also got our volume pedal, which we were paid $60 to take away. And if you want to find out how we did that, go back and check out episode 2. We also have our Full Tone Full Drive 3. We would have preferred a 2, but we got the 3 and it cost us 80 bucks. We also picked up that tuner for a mere 30 bucks. So all in so far we're at $520. And I'm excited to say we've obviously got some new items, thus the new episode. So first of all, for only $25 we picked up this Gator Bone pedal board. So this is not the best pedal board out there on the market, but it was the cheapest one that I could find online. So for only $25 we've got this odd shaped pedal board. So you can see you've got room for your oversized volume pedal or wah over on this side, and then some pedals scattered out throughout here. So this isn't the best board out there, but we're not going to have a lot of effects for $1,000 and less. So this should hold all of our effects, and it really beats grabbing a backpack and every time you play at the church throwing all of your pedals in there, setting them all up. So if you can grab a cheap pedal board, if you can even make your own, the biggest cost to you would be the Velcro, but you can make your own or you can buy a cheap one like this and that'll get you going. And of course I wouldn't do a whole episode just on the bones, so we also have a new delay. So we picked up this delay for a mere $70. I often see the Line 6 Echo Park listed for around 100 to 120 Canadian, but this guy wanted to get rid of this, so we picked it up. He was also selling the Line 6 Verbzilla, but that was already gone before we got it. So we picked this up for 70 bucks. Now here's the beauty of the Line 6 Echo Park, is that the design for the tap tempo and the on-off are really, I think, user-friendly. In something like a Boss DD7, you can do a tap tempo without an external tap, but you have to hold down the button for like 2 or 3 seconds, and then you tap it in, and then if you want to turn it off, you have to hold it for another 2 or 3 seconds. It's kind of a pain. So this one, it's just a hard on, hard off, and then the tap is just a soft tap tempo, which I can show you when we plug this in and get it going. It's got tons of different delays. It's got the tap whole note. It's got the slap, swell, sweep, ducking, multi-1, multi-2, ping pong, reverse. But most importantly, if you're playing worship, what you're going to use the most is that dotted eighth delay, and this one has it. It also has a little switch here that you can go tape, digital, or analog. Personally, I like analog. I like that kind of dark tone, but you can go for a really, really crisp and clean digital or that true to life tape delay. You've got your mix, repeat time, and then of course modulation to add a little bit more variety in there. So I think a lot of you have probably seen my worship pedal board start to finish build, but let's just do a real quick, now that we've got this board and a few pedals, let's do a real quick explanation how we put together this board. Alright, so as you may recall in that earlier episode, we got all of these, we got a power supply, daisy chain, a bunch of connectors, all in that deal. So we've got plenty of those. I prefer an isolated power supply. But on this budget, we don't have one yet. Maybe one will come up. So this is what we've got for now. So first of all, I usually would put my tuner pedal, but since this Boss FV500 volume pedal has this tuner out, we're just going to use that, so that way we can tune with our volume completely off, which is awesome. So we're going to start with the volume pedal, and we're going to go out this volume out over here into our tuner. If you've got a compression pedal, which of course we don't have yet, probably won't for this rig, but if you've got a compression pedal, you're going to want to put that right near the start of your chain to help you get a nice even tone when you're rocking really hard or you're picking kind of quieter. You should have a more consistent level coming out, and sound guys will just love you for that. Next up, you're going to want to have these your drives, and the way I always think about it is, if I have where I put my delay and my reverb before or after my drives, is do I want every repeat on my delay to be overdriven, or do I want an overdriven signal to be repeated many times with the delay? And for me, I think it just makes the most sense to have the drive before the delay. And then I also put my delays, we don't have a reverb yet, but when we do, I will keep my reverb at the end. I'll have my delay first, and that's because I don't want a reverb sound to be delayed. I'd rather have a delay sound with reverb on it. So once everything's stacked, which you won't always do when you've got especially with a bigger pedal board, but when everything is stacked, what is going to give you the cleanest sound that you can get? So this is our setup as we've got it right now. I'll just show you really quickly here, but then again, when it's hooked up to the amp, this is your hard on, hard off, and your soft tap. So let's hook it up and see how it sounds. Okay, so now we've got our whole rig set up. This is just guitar, through everything clean, and just a little bit of reverb on the amp. Let's throw on a bit of overdrive. And of course that boost is going to really boost us up. Now we've got this delay. Let's check it out. And we can also use this for those beautiful volume swells when it's a slow song, you just don't really know what to do, and you can pull out those beautiful swells. Okay, so where we're at right now is in a pretty good place. We've only spent $595 Canadian, and we've got all of the essential pieces to get on stage on a Sunday morning. We've got a good clean tone, we've got an okay overdrive, and we've also got a boost. We have our delay, and then a tuner and a volume. That's all that you need to really, get started playing worship in your local church. If you're like me, if you like to play around with your effects, if you like to stack your drives and swap pedals in and out, you're going to want more than this. But this is the essential. This is what you need to get started, and I think it's a pretty good starting place. So I've had a few people who have been asking me why I haven't been posting for a long time. So just a really quick update. I've been away quite a bit, away from home for the last little while. Back in April, I had the opportunity to go to San Diego and record an EP with one of the students from my church. And I plan to do a video just to talk about that experience, what it was like to go down, being a legitimate, a real life recording studio and record a worship album. So that's going to be released in the next few weeks. So I'll do a video just talking about that experience. And then, hey, if you guys want to go check out that music, you probably stream it online, whatever your favorite service is at that time, then you can check it out and watch the video and see what it's like to be in a real recording studio. It was my first time ever being in a real studio, so that was cool. Then I celebrated my 20th anniversary with my wife in May. We headed to the northeastern United States and did a bit of a tour there, and that was super fun. And then I took my students here at the church to worship, or to a youth conference, and I'm finally back. I finally caught up, and I'm back working on this series. And I also like to do tutorials. So if you have any songs that you would like to learn lead guitar for, you can't really find a good tutorial online, put it in the comments. I'll do my best to put together a tutorial to help you be able to play that in your local church or even just at home for fun. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you like, comment, subscribe, and keep tuned to what the next piece is. We're still looking for, I'd love to have another overdrive because I like to stack my drives. I would really want to have a reverb pedal, an isolated power supply would be awesome, and if there's still money left over, pop in some different, some new pickups in the Squier Telecaster would really just take it to the next level. So, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next episode.